no more doubt or confusion. I release pain of illusion. Yes, there's only one solution. Yeah, yeah. What I found is oh so simple. Deeper love in a temple, and I found it in the stillness of my soul. 'Cause all there is God. Oh yeah, all there is God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All there is God. Let me hear your voice. All there is God. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Oh, take me back to the beginning. I feel the Spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah. All there is God. Oh, yeah. All there is God. Oh, everywhere you turn. All there is God.
All there is love.
All there is love.
All there is peace.
All there is peace. Past all understanding.
All there is truth.
All there is truth.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there is God.
All there
All there is God. God is all there is.
all there is. Now I'm resting in the knowing that my good is overflowing, and my faith is ever growing. Yeah, yeah. Take me back to the beginning. Feel my spirit moving in me. Make me stronger, make me willing. Yeah. All there is God. All there is God, yeah. All there is God. Oh, God, everywhere you turn. All there is
without a warning, without a sound. We woke up one morning to a world turned upside down. Everything changed in the blink of an eye, dealing with the unknown and trying to survive. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over, in our new reality, we will gather together. Will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. We've been through quite a battle, like none we've ever seen. We kept hoping we'd wake up to find out it was all a bad dream. But that day's never come. It'll be a while yet, with more obstacles to overcome and challenges to be met. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over, in our new reality, when we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. We were locked down in our homes, surrounded by bad news every day, watching our lives as we knew it quickly fade away. And when this is all over, in our new reality, when we gather together, will we still stay apart 6 feet? Will the music be playing like it did before? When this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more. And when this is all over, I'll treasure each day even more.
I stand for love, I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you.
I stand for love, I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you.
You know our world is in great pain. She needs our loving care again. But there are those who fail to see what we have done and what we need.
There is a cost for every act, and now there is no turning back. We burn a bridge, we bang a drum. It's time to rise, the time has come to stand for love,
to stand for peace, to stand for joy and for release,
for
what is beautiful and true. To stand for hope, to stand for you. If you're thinking it's not urgent, that we've got more time to kill, if I'm not the one who'll change things, then for heaven's sake, who will? So I will move and I will climb that mountain one step at a time. And I won't be swayed, I will not stop until we've made it to the top, where we will stand for love and peace. We'll stand for joy and for release, for what is beautiful and true. We'll stand for hope, we'll stand for you. What is beautiful and true. I stand for hope, I stand for you.
I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe there are many paths to one divinity. So what does that mean? That means that we have 10 different faith perspective speakers and we have 10 different sets of musicians, and at the beginning of each 10-week series we give them a 1 or 2 word topic and they all take turns putting their messages, musical and spoken word together, and Scott and I do the beginning and the end. We send it all to Philip, and he magically conglomerates it and makes it happen. And so here you are. So if you would like to join us in this effort and be part of the pod family, go to www.peopleofdiversity.org and push the donate button that's in the middle of the page. And you can tithe, you can set up a one-time love offering, however you want to play, just come play.
All right, last week we had Baha'i Dean Martineau as our speaker, and Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer were our musicians. This week our Native American representative Will Davis will share with us, and Keith Leon will bring us 2 songs. Next week we have Shaman Jerry Nettisheim. Did I say that right?
You did. It was perfect.
I nailed it. I've been working on it. And she will be with a second time
participant.
Yeah, Justin Turk. And if I remember correctly, he was just recently nominated one of his songs as a songwriter. So we can perhaps throw some energy towards him as things move along. Past services, as well as notifications on Sunday, are garnered through People of Diversity page or People of Diversity group. If you will join one of those, you'll get notifications on Sunday morning, and you'll be able to access all the past services, either on the live section or the video section, depending on if you're on the page of the group. And 3 and a bit years now of content is yours. And we are very, very close to finishing off the YouTube page, which is that same content. And we've set up playlists so that you can search for whatever you might be looking for, whether it be by faith or by topic. We have a deep dive that follows the morning services. That's at 11:45 to 12:15. We get on there and hang out and visit. It's a chance for us to see each other, actually. It's kind of like that half hour after church where you're hanging out trying to figure out where to go to lunch. That's the Zoom meeting. So join us for that. And then every Sunday at 5:45, we re-premiere or re-show the Sunday service, so that folks who are perhaps at their home church or off doing important things at the beach will have an opportunity to double back in the evening and catch the service. And that's what we pin to the top of the page so that you can venture back during the week at your convenience. I think that's all I know.
Okay. Each week we bless a country. So if you know anything about the country that we're blessing next week, send any information, pictures, stories, rumors, whatever that you might have to the email address below, and we'll use them in our country blessing. And next week is Guinea-Bissau. Guinea-Bissau. This week is Guinea. So
who'd have thought?
Yeah. Guinea is located, I had a really difficult time finding pleasant things about Guinea. Guinea is not a particularly pleasant place, so bear with me. Guinea is located on the Atlantic coast of West Africa. It's slightly smaller than Oregon and has 13.7 million people. They are 90% Muslim and 7% Christian. Guinea has significant mineral deposits, including a quarter of the world's bauxite reserves, 1.8 billion metric tons of high-quality iron ore, and large deposits of gold, uranium, and diamonds. Despite all that, it is one of the poorest nations in the world due to a history of corrupt, unstable governments and military. 75% of the people in Guinea are farm workers. School is officially required through the 6th grade, But most kids don't even make that far. They don't make it through 6th grade. And this results in a 59% adult illiteracy rate. Illiteracy rate,
Wow.
yeah. Female genital mutilation is widely practiced, and about 90% of the females in Guinea have been surgically disfigured. It's just really sad. So, on a happier note, it's a very beautiful country with 200 miles of pristine coastline. They have lots of jungles, mountains, and rivers. And almost 40% of the country is set aside as conservation area. That's a good thing, given all the minerals under the ground that they have. They have set it aside, a lot of it, to keep it in good shape. And my last fact is there's a famous school in the capital city of Conakry that trains acrobats. And so the Guinea acrobats are famous, and they perform all over the world. So let's hold the people of Guinea in our hearts. They so desperately need our prayers. And we send them our love, and we pray for their abundance, for things to continue to get better and better and better in that country. And we hold them in our hearts, and we say these words together. May peace prevail in Guinea. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Thank you.
All right, on to the main event. We'll start off with Keith Leon. He will bring us 2 songs on or about respect. And then we will hear from Will Davis, who we had the honor of coming together with and doing the recording for. So we're very much looking forward to that. And without further ado, we'll see you on the other side.
Good morning, beautiful family. A little bit of Amazing Grace for you this morning. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound, saved a soul like me. Don't you know I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. This grace that taught my soul to fear, and grace my fears relieved. Oh, how precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Amazing Grace. There was a time in my life when I had blurred vision. I wasn't finding peace anywhere, and I certainly wasn't finding truth in religion. So one day I decided that I would sit in the silence in my room, and I vowed that I would stay there until something in me moved. Then I heard a voice. It was a still small voice, and this is what it said. God is here. God is here. That's right. No matter where I am, God is here. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. Now I see God everywhere, a little more each day. I see God in the flowers and in the bills that I choose to pay. I'm feeling God in my breath, spoken with each word. Oh, I'm feeling God breathe His life into me. Let God's love be affirmed. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. Sing it with me, right in your living room. God is here. That's right, right here. God is here no matter where I am. No matter where I am, God is here. God is where? Well, there once was a wise man, and this is what he said. He said that God is good all of the time, and that stuck in my head. So I said it as a mantra each and every day. I said it until I believed it. Now that's my life each and every day. Yes, I finally achieved it. Sing it with me now. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am. No matter where I am, God is here. That's right. Sing it again. Let's do it. God is here. God is here, that's right. No matter where I am, God is here. One more time, here we go. God is here. God is here. No matter where I am, God is here. Blessings.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for watching my video. Scott and Becky informed me we're going to be talking about respect today. So we'll see how good my mind works today. When I think about the word respect, I'm not sure I think about it in the same way everybody else does. We tend to look at respect or hear respect as a kind of acknowledgement that we give to other people. I think, though, I would like to explore all the other different meanings for respect. I was thinking about that word, and anytime a word begins with the prefix re, it means to do something over or to do something again. In my opinion, and only my opinion, I think that respect is something that we earn. It's not something that just automatically is given. And in today's society, I hear this a lot with younger people, about how people disrespect them. And I'm going, well, what did you do to earn the respect in the first place? It's not something that's just automatic. And there even seems to be a hierarchy there when we talk about respect. In my culture, or part of one of my cultures, we're taught to respect our elders regardless. And of course, coming from my generation of the 60s, part of me wants to rebel against things from time to time. And I think when it comes to respecting elders, I do respect the fact that they've been on this planet for a long time. And as a result of that, even if it's by default, they've gained knowledge and wisdom. And it's their knowledge and wisdom that I respect. The person, like me, like you, and other people, are just human beings. We're not here and we're not there. We're just human beings. And as a result of that, you're worthy of respect simply because you exist. In my world, and the way I think and believe, that because you exist, you're worthy not only of my respect, but my love and my caring. And I think I've said this in a couple of other videos. I don't care if you love or respect me back. That's not part of the deal. It's something that I've chosen to do. You have no obligation to me or anybody else. Also, after watching the other video, I'm going to try not to move my hands and wave them around too much. And I don't even have any Italian blood in me. But Indians also talk a lot with their hands. I was thinking also, when Becky and Scott arrived, I went, oh, I have to record a video today. And I think I finally got it right, that the subject is respect. And I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. So it's like, work, brain, work. We also, respect is kind of like, it's a verb, an adjective. It's a preposition. It can be all of those things, depending on how we use it. I took it upon myself I was reading a document the other day, and it used the phrase respective of, or in respects to. Now, I was thinking about that, and I'm going, does that actually change the definition? And I think if you want to get, and that I've also said in other videos that I use semantics, that I speak semantically sometimes. I think that it doesn't really change the definition so much as it changes our perspective of the definition of respect. When I think about the people that I have respect for, it's because they have, in some way, shape, or form, caught my attention. And as a result of that, I began to pay attention to them and what they do, what they say, how they are. And as a result of that, I begin to admire them, and from that comes the respect. The one person that comes to my mind almost immediately is the Dalai Lama, who I believe is the only living holy man left on the earth today. Then I think about other people that come in and out of my life and things that they've done that has not only enriched me, but has enriched other people, places, and things. I think about the work that Scott and Becky do with the people of diversity. And after I talked to them about it and thought about it for a while and did a little research, I thought, okay, I have a respect for this because they're reaching out to this whole community of people called here, or this state, or this world. And I've read some of the responses that people have given back. And I think to myself, okay, this is a good thing, and I don't mind getting involved in it. Because I'm not a joiner. I never have been. But then sometimes, if you have a message, and you want to get that message out, you can't do that standing by yourself, isolated. You have to get involved with some aspect of your community. And as a result of that, you begin to respect the amount of effort and energy that has to go into that. I think I've written a book already, and I'm working on a second book. And I'm also working on another piece about an experience I had. And I think about already the time and effort I've put into that. For the situation that happened to me, after 6 months of writing, editing, rewriting, re-editing, writing again, I've only gotten 14 pages done. And if you watch my videos it seems like I get really off topic, and I really don't. I'll pull it back in, but I'm thinking about the respective process. And you have to hear the word respective in its movement, in its place as a verb or an adverb. When I think about the time and effort respective to what my goal is, then the effort and energy becomes worthwhile. And I think when we talk about respect, we also either consciously or unconsciously take into consideration how much effort we put in, or that is put in to that. And maybe no one's ever talked about it this way before. I don't know. It's not that I'm totally isolated, but I kind of am. I think Scott and Becky are the first visitors I've had in like 2 months. And it's not like I don't invite people to come. It's just, it's kind of out of the way. And sometimes when I look around, I always say, well, I'm not doing anything. You know, you guys are perfectly well to stop by. Then I find myself so busy that a whole day has gone by and I don't realize it's gone by. It's like today, when they showed up, I looked at my clock and went, oh, I thought it was only about 10:30 in the morning. I lost a couple of hours there somewhere. Think about this. When you talk about respecting another person, place, or thing, what are your criteria for that? Write it down if you have to. Think about somebody that you do respect, and then ask yourself, what is it about that person that created this respect in me? Or that place or that thing? I have great respect for the ocean. When I was younger, that was a fearful respect. Now it's more of an appreciative respect. And I brought that up because respect does come in those different forms. Sometimes we have fearful respect. Maybe our bosses, maybe even our parents, maybe even some public figure. Because we know that they have some kind of authority or some kind of power. And so we become respectful of that. And in my opinion, that's kind of a begrudging respect. So would it still qualify as respect? And that's a rhetorical question. You can answer that however you wish. I think in the great scheme of things, we humans are only on this planet for such a micro minute. Our average lifespan is what, 75, 80 years old. That's very small. When you think about how long that oak tree out there has been there, for about 200 or 300 years. In regards to that, or in respect to that, what is it in my lifetime that I can contribute to the greater whole that shows that I'm respectful of that greater whole? You know, the Buddha taught I call them the 3 pillars to the end of suffering, although he gave the 4 noble truths. That is compassion, mindfulness, and loving kindness. Those 3 things are respectful of all life on this planet. When I walk with compassion, I'm walking with that endeavor to understand. See, the way I've been taught and the way I understand is that compassion is not sympathy nor empathy. It's the endeavor to understand the reason of something. If someone is kind of nasty and sarcastic and insulting, rather than being offended, I always ask, I wonder what they've suffered in their lives that created who they are, that molded them into who they are. See, for me, that's compassion, because it's opening a doorway of understanding. And then mindfulness. Mindfulness, in my opinion, is being aware of everything around you to the extent that you can. In one of the native languages that I'm familiar with, there's a phrase called akita maniyo. It means observe everything as you walk. And when we do that, we have an awareness. We can practice that mindfulness. Sometimes when somebody does something, the simple thank you is a form of mindfulness. Or if I'm aware or if I perceive that somebody needs something, and set about contributing to their not being so needful, to me that's mindfulness. And then loving kindness, I think that's just kind of self-explanatory. I don't think it needs a lot of explaining. But all 3 of those things come down to this form of respect called respectful, being respectful of, or respectfulness. And some people think that the antonym of that would be irrespective, and it's really not. Irrespective is just kind of saying respective twice. You know. And we do repeat ourselves. I'm famous for that. You know, my kids used to say, Dad, are you okay? You've already said that. I'm going, you know, I know you worry, but I find redundancy has its place in the world. If you say something often enough, it'll catch on. So yes, I repeat myself sometimes because I don't think you were listening the first time. So I think about things in a sense of, how do I fit in with that? Where do I fit into the puzzle? And by my fitting into the person, what can I do that will make it better? And that requires a respect of what it is you want to get involved in. I have respect for several different things I'm involved in. I have respect for this people of diversity, because everything I've seen and read and heard says to me, okay, they're trying to create something better out here. I have respect for my culture, both of them, because it gives me a sense of purpose. I have respect for my belief systems, both the native belief system and Buddhism, because both of those have contributed to me being able to become a better person. And hopefully I'm succeeding in that goal. I mean, I don't know. Only you can determine that. Once you've engaged with me, only you can determine if I'm being a good person or not. All I can do is engage in the endeavor. I have great respect for some ideologies. And I'm not sure how to explain that. I have great respect for the ideology of freedom. If you remember the last video when I talked about freedom, I mean the ability to rise above whatever you think your circumstance is. The ability to move laterally or longitudinally according to your own willingness, and to learn how to respect boundaries and limits. Respecting those kind of things actually probably is easier than respecting people, because we're constantly requiring that people prove themselves over and over sometimes. And there's a kind of redundancy there as well. I think about things a lot, and because I have the time and space to do that. In my daily meditations, I just let my mind take me wherever it's going to go. If I have a question, I'll sometimes verbally put the question out there. And then part of my meditation is listening to what comes back to me. And sometimes when the answers come, I look at them, because I generally write everything down, but I don't edit. I write it down exactly as it came to me, even if it makes no sense to me. I write it down anyway, because later on it will make sense. And what I've discovered about that is that I would like to think I'm so clever that I came up with these answers and ideas, but I'm not. I'm just not that clever. I think they're coming from somewhere else. And I have a respect for that greater existence out there that you can call God if you want to, you can call the universe, doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with. And I think that when we engage with any aspect of our environment, person, place, or thing, or all three, that an agreement has been formed. And that agreement is, by and large, based in respect. I'm not going to engage with you if I don't respect you. And I know that sounds trite and even a little cold maybe, but it's difficult for all of us humans, any of us, to engage with something, someone, or someplace that we don't feel comfortable with. Or that there's some energy there that we're just not jiving with. We don't feel that connection. Rather than stand in judgment or judge, one of the things I do is withdraw. Because it's my firm belief that what I don't participate in, I also do not receive consequences from. Good or bad. And I've not participated in things sometimes that would have brought some very good consequences. But I've also chosen not to participate in things, and later I've thanked myself for not doing that. So maybe the whole genesis of respect is that we must learn to respect ourselves. You see, there's a law of the universe that says you cannot give what you do not have. It's not possible. So if I'm going to give respect, I must first have it. And it's not like you can run down to the 7-Eleven and get a pound of it and bring it home and give it out to people. It must reside within you. If I don't respect me, how could I possibly respect you? And so that's one of the things I think about a lot, is that mechanism. I mean, I have met people and chosen not to be around them. And then later I've had that validated And then even later than that, I decided, I don't have a lot of respect for that person, and this is why. And what it boils down to is not so much a judgment as it is an observation. What I observed is that they have no respect for themselves. They have no self-respect. Therefore, they're not really capable of being respectful. And those are the people that sometimes I choose to pray about, that I actually choose sometimes to extend a hand to, because there's a kind of suffering that's going on there. And if you are sensitive to that suffering, then there's that part of you that also wants to help them not suffer. And that's the only time that I will usually uninvited talk about my Buddhist beliefs. That part of the end of suffering is giving up our attachments to the material world. And this one person that I spent time with, they were so attached to their anger, to their sense of unworthiness, that they couldn't let go. And I just made a simple statement. I said, if you gave up that attachment, I think you might even be happy. And they got very angry at me. Why are you judging me? And I said, I wasn't judging. I was just observing what I've been seeing here. I said, it's not an indictment. I'm sharing with you what I've seen and offering you a possible solution. I never use words like should, ought to, because those are demands. I never give advice, because advice is a demand. But I will offer suggestions. This is what has worked for me. Maybe it will work for you. Do that and see.
Thank you, Keith. Amazing as build. We appreciate how you always show up 100%. And Will, thank you again for bringing us into your home and sharing with us before and after the recording, and for your recently released fry bread recipe. I'm very, very grateful. I will use it for the rest of my life.
Yes, you will.
Okay, and Philip, thank you so much for all that you do, sir, putting it all together for us and making us look amazing. If you have audio-visual needs or technical needs, see Philip and his team, and they will take care of you, whether it be in person or virtual. So, tonight's broadcast, 5:45. If it's nighttime right now, you're looking at that broadcast. At 11:45 to 12:15 precisely, so as not to dig into your afternoon. We have a deep dive. Join us for that, and we'll have an opportunity to share and kind of dig into Will's message. We pin those services to the top of both People of Diversity pages, so you can get back and look at those at your own convenience. Next week, just a reminder, Shaman Jerry Nettesheim and Justin Turk will be our featured musician and speaker. And we have an upcoming local event here in Brevard County, and we're asking you to save the date. It's November 21st. It's the Monday prior to Thanksgiving, and it has a name, does it not?
It's called United in Thanksgiving,
Yes.
sponsored by Interfaith United.
Yep.
Right, Interfaith United, and it's we went last year, and it's amazing. There are people there from all different faiths. Several of our pod speakers that are local were there. That's where I actually met Will Davis. Was at that last year. So
That's right.
yeah, that's right. So it's a really an interesting, wonderful way to start the holidays for a lot of people. And Scott and I have joined the committee that's putting this together as representatives of the pod. So we might be calling on some of you to help us do some chores for this event, and just plan on coming. Let's represent the pod. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I believe you are up.
Okay. Let's take a minute and thank Spirit. Just take a breath. Thank you, Spirit, for the tithes, the offerings, the donations, the energy, the talent, and the love that goes into putting this together. We are so grateful for all of that, and for all the people that put it together, and also for all of the people that view and share their energy on that end. So we are grateful, and we say amen. All right, we're getting ready to do our energetic healing circle. So we're going to listen to this last song. And before we do that, I have a special guest that wants to come say goodbye. Come on, special guest, or say hello, whichever you want. Come and smile. This is our granddaughter, Chloe. We thought she'd be a little bright light here at the end of our service. So just close your eyes and send your energy out. Put anyone that you know that needs healing, any situation that you know that needs healing, into the circle. And we're going to listen to this last song, and you all have a good week. And we thank you for tuning in.
Have a great week. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
One power, one power, one power. One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love.